yourselves for a battle of epic proportions between two titans. Feast upon their voices and revel in their words. This is Dueling Ogres.
Hello, Ogres, and welcome to episode 118. Thank you for joining us, as always, on this Get Swifty Monday evening, Earth date July 3rd, 2017. I'm your host, Remington Hitchcock, and with me, as always, is my co-host, Brandon Full. Say hello, Brandon.
Hello, Internet. It's me, Brandon Full, and my rubbery dolphin skin is coated in the sluice of the Internet, and I'm here to give you all of the most exciting Internet news, scraping it off of my blubbery skin into your waiting mouths. Just bam, bam, bam.
No.
Nice to see you.
No.
No, that's my new intro. I'm going to say it every week.
Do you have that wrote down so you can repeat it?
Written down up here.
Right up in the old bread pan.
The old crab cage.
The old cranium oblongatus.
The old Wingardium Leviosa.
So how have you been doing? What have you been doing this past week? What's going on? Where have you been? How are you? What are you doing?
All of those are great questions, Remington.
Uh-huh.
And I've been doing about the same things I always do.
Like what?
Working in video games. And hardcore research for the podcast, as evidenced by my steno pad I'm holding up right now, with 2 pages of notes.
2 pages?
Single spaced.
My God, 2 whole pages. Is that like a college rule? I don't remember.
It's wide rule. It's wide rule, okay?
Okay. So,
and I double space between stories, so there is some double spacing in there. I'm sorry.
Well, I mean, that's fine. I mean, you have to have some sort of separation. You can't have multiple stories of notes in just one big group. You'll never know when to stop.
Yeah, it's just fucking anarchy. I would just read and they would all blend together.
Sheer chaos.
And that's where the sluice comes from.
Yeah, the sluice. Ugh. God,
yeah,
what
which
an
is
awful
a gross
word. Like, I don't mind moist.
Mm-hmm.
I'm okay with moist.
Yeah, naturally.
Wet. Slick. But sluice.
I don't mind the words. I think I mind the way you're saying them.
Or slough.
Slick.
Slough. Like when your skin sloughs off. I've heard of that. Like somebody put on this, off-brand medication and then on their skin, and it made their skin slough off.
Yeah.
Is it slough or slough?
I thought it was sloth.
I think it's slough.
So are you thinking of Sluffaluffagus?
Hello there, bird. Yes.
Just
yes, I am.
Skin falling off of him constantly.
Yeah.
I'm in your nightmares, bird.
Yes, that's exactly it.
Classic Sesame.
Okay. So I want to pre-apologize, I guess. It's really hot in the computer room.
Mm-hmm.
I'm apologizing, not to you, because I don't really care what you think about anything.
And I feel great in here. I have a fan running.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
I'm naturally pantsless. I feel fantastic.
Exactly.
It's almost too cold.
My computer room is very hot at the moment, and I have the side of my case off. Mind you, I have a water-cooled CPU, but I am recording video and recording audio and using OBS, which we know is a CPU hog, and my system is old. It needs an upgrade. So I have the side panel of my case off and a box fan pulling the air out to keep my CPU at, it looks like it's floating around 149 degrees.
So I'm not a computerologist, but a computer shouldn't be at 149 degrees, right?
Computerologist. That really caught me off guard. I will say this: my CPU. I mean, I've had this ever since I built this rig. I've put it in a new case, but the rig itself has stayed the same for the most part. I've upgraded my video card, but the motherboard itself has the highest CPU in it that I can get. So in order to upgrade my CPU, I would have to upgrade my motherboard and everything. So
Yeah.
So I forgot where I was going with this.
I think that's when they made you their king.
Yeah, that's when they made me their king. Mm-hmm. So yeah, the long and short of it is I've got a fan there. If you can hear it in the recording, I'm sorry. I'm gonna try and work on maybe getting this room a little cooler so I have a little bit better control over that. I'm thinking of getting a window unit to put in here.
Yeah. Or just bust out the bay window.
Yeah.
And have like kind of, because that kind of architecture is pretty popular now, you know, like open room, open concept rooms.
Yeah. Exactly.
Have it so open that it's just directly to the outside.
Right. Yeah. And then put mirrors all around the edges so it's diverting the sun into the room.
No, you want it out of the room to keep it cool.
Well, yeah, I know, but I figure it's already a furnace in here. I might as well just start making pizzas.
I mean, your computer's hot enough that you could technically cook a pizza on it, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I could cook an egg on it. I could cook an egg on the CPU right now. I am certain of that.
When does a room stop becoming a room? Like if you were to knock out one of the four walls to the outside, is it still technically a room?
Yes.
So does a room require being enclosed?
I think in order for it not to be a room, you have to have at least two walls missing. If you have two walls missing, so let's say your front wall and your back wall are missing and you have two side walls. Well, now you have a corridor.
Yeah.
I think that's fair to say.
One wall is a movie screen.
One wall is still a room. Oh, wait, no. Oh, you mean if it only has one wall left?
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be
a stage.
A stage, an amphitheater. And no walls would be a pagoda.
Yeah, but a wall, you could argue that a fence is just a half wall, right? A pagoda, if you can argue that, then a pagoda has 8 walls.
Yeah. But, well, no, I don't think I would call a fence a wall. I don't know.
Okay. Well, I think now that we've got that decided, we've pretty much solved all the world's fence-related problems.
So we can stop this podcast and never do it again, right?
Right. Yeah.
Yes. Now that we've solved
3 years in the making, we got to the point we had set out years ago when we sat in that dim room writing out in blood where the podcast was going. We've reached it.
Right.
So thank you, everybody, for listening. And if you've listened since the beginning, you are now cursed. We managed to weave a curse through all of our episodes, and the fence discussion was the final nail. It was the final cutting your hand and dropping the blood on the skull. So you're now going to constantly lose weight.
Yeah, until there's nothing left.
Yeah, we found the same gypsy from Thinner.
That's unfortunate. I was hoping that we would have found the machine from Big.
Yeah, but
Tom Hanks, Big. That movie.
Yeah, I've never seen that movie.
Really?
I don't care to. I don't like children growing up.
I mean, he grows up, but then he goes back to being a kid. I think.
Does he have a better found understanding of his mortality?
And his adulthood.
Okay.
Yeah. You know, he gets a little taste of what adults go through and what is expected of them.
When he becomes an adult, is there a scene where he's really stoked about having pubes?
I I think so. Like, I remember, I like how that just tickles you so much. Like,
just like really stoked, like opens his pants and he's like, yeah.
yes, I'm pretty sure that exact scene happens.
Okay, I totally have seen Big then. I've seen videos where kids are turned into adults and stare at their pubes for like an hour and a half. That's big, right?
Yeah. Uh-huh.
On a piano?
Yes.
Okay. Great movie, top 10.
Top-notch movie things.
As far as what this week goes, because let's get off of little children's pubes for a little bit. There are a couple games that came out I picked up. I've played them very, very little, mainly because I've been working. I picked up Elite Dangerous, which is like these are both for Xbox. It's like a space sim.
Okay.
Where you're only in your ship, you fly your ship, and it is super ultra hyper realistic. Like to an insane degree, you have to keep track of every part of your ship as you're flying, and like you can divert power from your weapons to your engines, and the docking process is very unforgiving. I mean, I went through probably like 2 hours of tutorials and could still kind of get around.
Okay.
So the game looks amazing. It's an MMO. So you're in a shared universe, and there's a sci-fi writer. I can't remember the guy's name, but he writes kind of the story that goes along in Elite Dangerous.
Yeah.
So you start out and you just start out with a little shit ship, and you figure out how to make money. You can go to different space stations and do missions and deliver things. But for the most part, like you're just kind of on your own. You can become a pirate or a mercenary or become a trader, but other players can attack you. If another player kills you,
yeah,
and you have anything but your starting ship and you lose your ship, you hopefully have the money to replace it. Otherwise, you just lose all the money you put into that ship.
Wow, that sucks. So is it like, I mean, I think I missed this part. You probably said it. Can you save it and just continue going, or is it lose it every time?
If your ship is destroyed?
Yeah.
Lose it. It's just destroyed.
Okay.
There's a saying, I guess, in Elite Dangerous that says, don't fly unless you can buy.
Okay.
Meaning don't fly a new ship you've bought until you have enough money to rebuy it if it's destroyed.
I see.
So I got that. Then I got another kind of weird.
Kind of fun.
Yeah, it looks fun. I mean, the tutorial, I played it for a little bit, and then I was trying to dock in this station, and I kept fucking up, so I turned it off for the day and was like, all right, I'll come back to this with fresh eyes. And I just haven't gone back yet because I haven't had a whole lot of time.
Yeah.
But yeah, I love the idea of it. I love the hyper realism of, I can't really get into it because I haven't played it a whole lot.
Right.
But you really are keeping track of just about everything with your ship. I mean, you keep track of cargo space and weight and how fast you can go depends on your weight. And you join factions and you take missions, and it's like, go deliver this information here. There's a good chance you might be hunted while you're delivering this.
Okay.
And sometimes it'll send out NPCs, but other times players in the area can see like, hey, a person's doing a information delivery mission, and they can just hunt you down too. So there's like real intense dogfighting and stuff.
That sounds really cool.
Yeah.
So what was this one called again?
Elite Dangerous. It's been out on PC for a while. Years. It was a crowdfunded thing.
Okay.
And then it's been on Xbox One for a while too. I don't know, a year, maybe longer, maybe less. I don't know. But they just released it in hard copy.
Okay. That's cool.
So, and it's $50. It's not 60. So it's not a full price game, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, that's even better. Mm-hmm. So did you say there was another game that you were?
It's another game I bought. It came out the same day as Elite Dangerous. Valkyria. I don't know. Revolution.
Okay.
It's in the.
Your guess is as good as mine, Brandon. I mean, I don't know what's going on over here. I'm just over here pushing my little buttons.
It's like a Japanese Dynasty Warrior style game.
Okay.
I haven't played it yet. It's got kind of mixed reviews, so I'm not super excited to jump into it.
So then why did you buy it?
Because the reviews didn't come out. I bought it day one. Reviews hadn't been out for it yet.
Okay. I mean,
and plus I pre-ordered it because if you pre-ordered it, you got like some extra stuff, a collector's case, and you also got the soundtrack. And the soundtrack was done by the guy who did the soundtrack to Chrono Trigger.
Oh, okay.
So that was
makes
kind of
sense.
a plus for me.
Yeah, exactly. That soundtrack is really good.
And it was, I think $40. So
Yeah.
it wasn't full price game either.
That's cool.
So that's my game stuff.
Very good. I'm glad to hear it. I have not done much of anything except edit the podcast. So last week we oh my God, words. Last week we recorded. There we go. See, I'm pushing buttons. Last week we recorded and also recorded video. And it's been a while since I've done any video editing, so I really just kind of took my time and fiddled with that to try and find what was going to be the more efficient way to edit video.
Mm-hmm.
And now that I'm recording through OBS, so I can switch scenes, and so I have more control over the audio and all of that, I'm going to have to take forever to do this video as well, because it's going to take a whole different skill set of things to put it together. So that's fun.
See, what's your sudden interest in doing videos for the YouTube channel? Because I mean, you didn't really talk about it with me. Not like you'd have to ask my permission or anything. It's just we always do these video streams when I'm from home so we can record. And last week you were just like, "Hey, I'm recording this for YouTube now."
Yeah.
What kind of made you suddenly decide?
I've been wanting to do it for a while, but it seems as if we just we kind of drag our feet about a lot of stuff. So I just wanted to just go ahead and pull the trigger, and if it's not where I want it to be, fine, whatever. At least I'm doing it. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like I don't think it's necessary to. I've got the technology here, and yeah, it may be a little rough around the edges, but I'm doing it.
And running at 190,000 degrees.
And yeah, it is a sauna in here. Sauna.
See, I worry that you're taking on too much.
I like it.
Yeah.
Like, if you like doing something, this is a life lesson for y'all.
Okay. Let's jump in.
Just jump right in. This is a life lesson for you. If you enjoy doing something, you will find yourself doing it, whether it takes you 2 hours or 20 hours. If you're enjoying yourself, then it's okay. I don't do a whole lot past it because it literally, like, editing the 2 videos and stuff and filling around probably took me 14 hours or so. Editing not just the audio, but then coming back and editing the video version. And, I know YouTubers that will take far longer to do their videos.
Yeah.
Of course, the more popular ones have a crew that they do, but I mean, I think even Jacksepticeye still edits his own videos. And I mean, he's got it on a longer video, like 20 or 40 minute video. I think he said that he still puts 10, 12 hours into it. So
my thoughts on it are, if we're doing the podcast in audio format, the only thing that the video is adding is seeing us.
Yeah.
Otherwise, the podcast is going to be the same. And my fear is that we're going to split it because jokes that will work in audio maybe won't translate on video. And then there's going to be things we do on the video, like making faces or something, that's not going to translate to audio. And we're taking 2 different mediums and trying to cram them together. And it's both of them will suffer in some way.
I think you're being a little too concerned about that. Like, if people will continue to listen to us if that is their preferred mode of intaking our content.
Mm-hmm.
But if they want to watch us, well, then those people will watch us. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think it's going to matter. And if there is some sort of a sight gag that we do that somebody happens to be listening, says, wow, I kind of want to know what that sight gag was. Did he really just whip his cock out on cam?
Yes, he did.
Yes, he did. That's exactly what he did. If you're listening to this, nobody whipped their cock out on cam.
I just did.
But I do have a chicken.
Whoa, Remington,
What?
put that back.
The chicken?
Yeah.
Yeah. See, now they'll want to come over and look at the video.
Yeah, and see that you didn't have a chicken.
No, I didn't have one. See, you're ruining the mystique, Brandon. So that was one view that we could have had.
Damn, we could have doubled our views.
That's right. So I don't know, man. I'm of the belief that as much as we can get ourselves out there, the better. Whether it's in audio or video. And I don't... When people go to YouTube, at least when I go to YouTube to watch something. Generally, I don't go to listen to something. Yeah. Now, I make an exception for source material, which is Jesse Starcher's podcast on the Radulich in Broadcasting Network, because the way he says it is very fast, and it sounds like Radulichin. Radulichin, like it's totally bitchin'. Totally bitchin' Radulichin Broadcast Network.
Is that what it's named after?
It's named after Radulich, yeah.
It's just his, the guy's name?
Yeah, it's his network.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's fair. That's fair.
Yeah. See, that's the thing. So, yeah, I make an exception for source material, and I usually watch it live. Because he'll live stream it through Google Hangouts. And then I think he goes back and edits it. So,
okay. Which is
another thing that I'd like to be able to get to. I'd like to be able to do these live. This is just kind of the next step in the experiment, you know? And that's all. Yeah. To me, really, that's what this is. I mean, it's fun, and, you know, we're trying to do something with it and grow it. But in order to grow it, we need to take these chances to use this technology. And just grow it in every branching way that we can, like a beautiful willow tree.
Yeah, and I guess if it were up to me, with the way I operate, we would probably just be doing one thing still.
Yeah, sure.
Because I'd be like, no, there's no reason to put it on YouTube. Nobody cares.
No, nobody cares.
Well, and I know we're not even necessarily doing it because people care. I don't think we're doing it necessarily to draw people in so much as just have it there for people to maybe find, you know?
Right. But, you know, YouTube is the big thing. It's still the big thing. It's still an important platform to be on.
Mm-hmm.
But it is still a video platform. So I think it's important to, if we're going to put the podcast out on YouTube, even just the audio version, I think we might as well take the next step and go to the video version.
Yeah.
So you can let us know what you think in the YouTube comments.
Yeah. Drop a like, smash a button.
Smash those like buttons.
Just don't.
Is this how you do it?
Yeah, you know. It looks like you're both saluting a major and Heiling Hitler.
Yeah.
At the same time. Now you're just a broken marionette.
I got it, guys.
For the listeners at home, Remington's trying to dab.
Yeah, that's what's happening.
And it's just doing the robot.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I think we got it, Remington.
This is one of those side gags that only works on the thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. See, that's what we're talking about. I can see where your concern comes from, Brandon.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying.
It's good stuff. So let's get to the actual podcast. Brandon, what kind of news did you bring today?
I have a kind of buffet of news. I have a couple different stories.
Okay.
So my first story, this one's a little old. This is from March, and I've had it in my phone notes for a while to talk about.
Yeah.
And I was going through and saw it and was like, I guess I can still talk about it. It's not like anything pop culture related, so it's not dated really. So there was an article in New Scientist magazine, and the article was written by Brian Owens, who writes about the fact that gorillas sing food songs.
Sing food songs?
Yes.
Okay.
So the songs are described as, quote, a steady low frequency tone that sounds a bit like a sigh of contentment, or others sound like a, quote, series of short, differently pitched notes that sound a little like someone humming a random melody.
Huh.
So it was discovered by a German primatologist named Eva Lüff at the Max Planck Institute for Ornithology in Zeeweisen, Germany.
Zeeweisen. I love it.
So Ava, or Eva, however it's pronounced, noticed that these lowland gorillas that she was studying, whenever they would eat, would make up songs.
Okay.
As they were eating. And then there's a quote from a gorilla handler, Ali Vella Irving in Toronto, who said, yeah, of course, we've known about this for a while. And she said, each gorilla has its own voice. You can really tell who's singing. And if it's their favorite food, they sing louder.
Wow. That sounds really neat.
Yeah. So gorillas sing in the same way that, like, I'm sure you've made a pot pie before and been like, gonna eat my pot pie.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, sure. You know me too well, sir.
I think most people do, right?
Oh, yeah. I think everybody, and not just food related necessarily, but I think everybody will make up a goofy little song sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And what they said was that in captivity, so the gorilla handler said that each gorilla has their own song.
Okay.
In the wild, only the alpha male sings a song.
Oh, interesting.
So they're not entirely sure. Like the studies that I read and the stories on it were saying that it kind of gives an insight into human language, like where language comes from and evolves, you know?
Yeah.
But it was torn between they're doing these songs just to please themselves, like in captivity.
Right.
Versus the alpha male in the wild using these songs to let other people know it's time to eat and that they're still eating. So he's continuing to make these low groans as he's eating to let everybody know, hey, we're still eating.
Yeah.
When he's done, they know, like, all right, alpha's done. Let's go.
Yeah. Yeah, that makes sense. Alpha's done. That means we got shit to do.
Yeah.
Huh. That's a really interesting nature story.
Oh, yeah. I think just reading about the more stuff they discover about gorillas and apes and monkeys and all of that and how intelligent they are and seeing the basis of us in them, you know?
Yeah, yeah.
Like these little evolutions of language. And who knows, they've probably been doing this kind of stuff for thousands, tens of thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of years.
Sure.
And we just now noticed, like,
yeah.
Some primatologists just made this connection of like, hey, I bet they're singing about nanners.
And it's really interesting that there's the difference between the captive gorilla and the in nature gorilla. Like, so they've become, I mean, they're intelligent enough, obviously, to become comfortable with their surroundings and know. It basically says, okay, I know that I'm in some sort of an enclosure, and I know that there are certain times that I get fed. So it makes me wonder if being in an enclosure affects the actual structure of the clan. I don't know what you actually call a gorilla family. Oh,
a platoon.
A platoon. Really? You just making that up?
I don't know. Yeah, I just made that up.
A platoon of gorillas. Somebody's been watching too much Planet of the Apes.
Somebody's been watching too much Platoon.
Yeah. Love the smell of napalm in the morning. Did you just die?
No, sorry. I was looking something up and I got a text. My girlfriend's getting she's at the mall right now. Buying she was going to get a case for her phone and she was going to get a tempered glass. We ordered tempered glass off Amazon and you get like 2 for $7, right?
Sure.
It's super
right.
cheap.
Yeah.
So she texted me and said, I'm at the store right now. One tempered glass is $30.
Yeah.
And I was like, no, don't buy it there then.
Yeah. Yeah. Seriously.
Get it on Amazon. We can wait 2 days.
Yeah. It's Prime. It's Prime. Just wait. It's Prime.
And that's why Amazon is shoving every other business out.
Yeah. But until you get it, handle your phone with both hands. Cup it. Cup it like you would a gentle sack of testicles.
Mm-hmm.
So that you don't drop it. Just
two-handed, swiping at them.
Yes, just like that. I look kind of like Bane. when I do this. Hello, Dark Knight. Sorry.
Did you ever see that movie?
No, I still haven't.
Man, we're so far behind. You haven't seen Wonder Woman. I haven't seen Wonder Woman.
No.
I never saw Guardians of the Galaxy 2.
Homecoming is coming out real soon.
Oh, I'm definitely going to see that in theaters for sure.
Yeah, sure. I mean, you've always been a Spider-Man fan and a Marvel fanboy, so
yeah. I wouldn't say fanboy. It's a little harsh.
Brandon,
you can make that grandma look at me all day. It's not going to change.
Grandma look.
Yeah, like your grandma. Like when you take an extra cookie when you're a fat little kid and your grandma gives you that look like, oh.
Brandon, put the cookie back. You've had enough. Oh, it's
Wonder
fine.
Woman.
I'll just get you all sugared up before I send you back home to your parents.
I used to dip. She would make chocolate chip cookies, and I would dip them in homemade sweet tea.
Yeah.
It was so good. God, it was good.
Depending on the cookie, I could get behind that.
Yeah.
Sure, for sure, yeah.
So do you have any intention of seeing Wonder Woman?
Wonder Woman actually looks like it would be really fun to see. I mean, I can't get behind the Superman movies, the new Batman movies. Chris Nolan kind of ruined it for me. I liked the first one, Batman Begins, and past that, I didn't really care for the rest of them.
You didn't like The Dark Knight?
I mean, I like the performances in The Dark Knight, but overall, not really.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I guess I'm weird.
Yeah, the Bane one I never really cared to see. I thought Batman Begins was kind of boring. I love the second one. And the Bane one I hate that Bane voice so much from the commercials and seeing scenes from it that I just don't even want to see it. Yeah,
I understand. And I mean, everybody has their own Bane impression.
Hey, it's me, Bane.
It's me, Bane. I'm Bane. I sound like a younger Sean Connery.
That
who's
voice that you heard,
everything. Yeah.
That voice was redubbed.
Oh, yeah?
In the original, when it first hit like test screenings, people complained because they couldn't understand him, so they redubbed him.
Right.
Talking more clear. So in the original cut, he was less intelligible than that.
I mean, that makes sense. He's talking through a mask, and they're trying to get that audio.
Yeah, I mean, it makes sense, but for God's sake, like, it's still a fucking movie. You still have to be able to hear what the character's saying.
Yeah, sure. I agree.
It's just like, well, he's talking through a mask, so, you couldn't hear a guy in a mask all the time.
Yeah.
Great, good character then.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. Way to take a bad guy that has something over his mouth and make him into a video movied bad guy. I'm sorry.
That was not.
My brain is not working well today.
Not the greatest.
I am not firing on all cylinders.
But, Remington.
Yes, Brandon.
Speaking of firing on all cylinders.
This is a nice segue. It's real good. I like it.
Researchers from the University of Florida Institute of Food and Agriculture Science are trying to engineer cows of the future.
Cows in space.
So have you seen this story or heard anything about it?
No, I don't believe so. I mean, keep going with the deets and I'll let you know.
Well, I want to do a little bit of a game then, or a little bit of a back and forth here.
Let's play a game.
What would you think a cow of the future is? I want to get a couple ideas tossed out here. So somebody comes to you and they say, Remington, we're working on the cow of the future. What do we need? What do we do for the cow of the future?
Okay, first, I'm going to steal straight from Phineas and Ferb.
Bigger dicks.
When they take the cows up to make zero grav ice cream, and they take the moon and they start growing grass, and then they have these big, the cows have spacesuits on, so they have big bulbous space helmets, and then there is a cylinder that goes down to the grass and opens up and lets as they walk around the surface of the moon, it sucks the grass out and lets the cows eat it, and then they make low gravity ice cream.
Okay, so that's your pitch.
Yes, low gravity ice cream.
So that really has nothing to do with the cow of the future. That's just new ice cream.
Yeah, It's the ice cream. It's Dippin' Dots, only real. Yeah.
So no, like, lasers?
I mean, everything in space has to have lasers, right? Like laser guidance systems and lasers to tell satellites where the GPS is.
But for the most part, this is just a regular cow with a fishbowl over its head that feeds grass directly to it?
Yeah, with lasers.
Oh, okay. Well, as golden of an idea as that is, what these researchers are doing is bioengineering heat-resistant cows.
Okay, heat-resistant cows?
Heat-resistant cows.
So what does that mean?
They are resistant to heat.
Like, so are we going to put cows on Neptune? Is that what you're saying? Not Neptune, like Venus?
The sun, yeah.
The sun? Are we going to put cows in the sun?
No, I guess because global warming, climate change or whatever, things are getting progressively warmer. And I guess I was reading an article and it said an average day in Texas, like when the cows are outside, is like 97 to 100 degrees. And the cows are just sweating their balls off. So there's certain...
Brandon.
Yeah.
They're sweating their udders off. They're utterly uncomfortable.
I'm closing this laptop.
Oh, you just gave the internet a whole shot of your junk. There it is. There's the junks. Oh, I see you're wearing your genre shotgun shirt, though. That's good.
I am. It's one of my favorite shirts.
It is. You wear that all the time.
I do.
That is Terry's compilation book. Viscount Terry W. Irvin. Anyway.
Collection of short stories.
Yes, exactly.
So, yeah, I was hoping you would have a more exciting idea than just stealing from Phineas and Ferb.
I mean,
because there's really not more to it.
So, like,
there's two cows, Brahmin and Angus. Okay. Both of those cows have a higher tolerance for heat.
Really original names. Good job.
No, those are the types of cows.
Oh, I thought those were the names of the cows.
No.
Like I thought somebody was trying to be coy.
No, they're the two species of cows or breeds or whatever they would be. Okay. Brahmin and Angus are both slightly more heat resistant than other breeds.
So are they interbreeding them? Is that what you're telling me?
They're interbreeding them and making them, they're called Brangus is what they named them. Because people who cross things together just love a good portmanteau.
Right. Mm-hmm.
And Brangus has a higher heat resistance. So the University of Florida Institute of Food and Agricultural Science has received a 3-year, $733,000 federal grant to go into the Brangus animals and find the DNA strand responsible for making them heat resistant.
Yeah.
Extract it and figure out how to reproduce it in other cows to start breeding cows that are more and more heat resistant.
I see. You know, with all the technology we have, we know ways to raise the temperature of the earth, you know? Mm-hmm. We know ways to lower the temperature of the earth. We should probably just do the other. Like, climate change is something that happens, but we can control that. If we all work together, we can absolutely control that.
Oh, yeah.
The only time that we would have to worry about it is when we have a huge shift that happens over, you know, 100 or a couple hundred years. That is the only time where we would not have any control over that. Because our planetary history has proven that has happened before.
Oh, yeah.
So, you know, that seems to be the argument about, or that on the other side, where it used to be that they just said climate change didn't exist. Well, now they've some of them at least have said, okay, it exists, but it's just the natural course of things.
It's a natural trend. It did it in this and blah, blah, blah. You're dumb.
To a certain extent, yeah, it's true, but we have affected it way more than they want to admit. So,
Well, the thing is, the natural trend happens over the course of, the entire lifetime of the Earth versus the hottest 10 years on record, as far as we've been able to keep track of records, have been the last 10 years.
Yeah.
Every year, it just gets hotter.
Yeah.
That's not a natural trend anymore.
Well, no, not necessarily, but I mean, it can be, because we do have proof that an extreme change has happened like this before. And Ice Age is a really good indicator of it as well.
Like Ice Age the movie?
Yes. Yes, all 7 of them. I think that's what they're up to now. But anyway, that's enough climate change talk. We're talking about cows, not climates.
Yeah.
Climate cows.
I was hoping that as we discuss this, I would come up with a great idea for what a cow of the future would be.
Yeah.
Pretty much lost.
That's because cows are boring.
Now, we've talked about cows before.
We have.
They have 8 stomachs.
Yeah.
Okay, what about a cow that can kickstart a rap career?
Ooh. I mean, now, okay, is he doing this from a producer standpoint, or is he doing this from a rapping standpoint?
This is a whole breed of cow.
A whole breed of cow that can rap?
No, here's what it does. You have to lock lips with this cow, and you have to touch tongues. Whenever you do, the cow transfers these memories to you of a hardened life that you grew up in that gives you the basis for your rap career. So even if you grew up very wealthy in the suburbs, you had no real hardship as far as rapping goes, this cow transfers these memories to you.
Nope.
Well, what do you not like about it? The rapping part?
The touching of the tongues.
Well, yeah, I mean, you have to
now,
really get in there and French the cow, but you get a rap career out of it.
So here's the interesting thing. Let's take that technology and build on it. So if I'm going to be a cow licker, then I want to be able to lick a cow who can do martial arts.
You're not just licking it. I mean, you're really
getting in there with
you're second base at least.
The kiss of the Frenchman's.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, whatever. I mean, if I can learn quantum physics that way, I'm down.
So how does a world look where that's how people learn things, is by French kissing cows?
It looks like a world full of dreams, Brandon. It looks like a world full of fulfilled dreams.
So if suddenly overnight we find out that you can French kiss a cow hard, you have to do hard. I'm not budging on this part. You have to French it hard.
Right, yeah.
We find this out overnight. Yeah. That you French kiss a cow hard and you learn a random skill, a good skill. It's not like, oh, cool, I learned how to tie my shoes again.
Yeah.
How does the world change? Are farmers creating militia to guard their cows? Are people going en masse to farms to try to sneak a kiss?
I guess that would be a problem that we'd run into. But at the same time, I think for some people, maybe for more people than I care to admit, learning something new is not something that people are pursuing.
Would you go?
Oh, yeah. Any chance that I can have. And, we get this kind of circles back to the podcast thing and putting it out on video. It's a continuous learning experience, and man, do I love to learn new stuff. That's something that I've learned over the years. I went through school and I didn't pay as much attention as I should have, and I really suffered for that. The other day, I learned the formula for doing standard deviations.
Really?
Yes.
I don't even know what that is.
See, there you go. It's just, I don't really understand where I would use them. I mean, there's nowhere in my life that I know of that I would use a standard deviation. So a standard deviation is kind of like an average, but different. It's like the range at which an average can be over or under, I think is the best way to explain it. And any mathematicians can tell me how wrong I am. That's fine. I just learned the formula. I didn't learn the application. But if I'm not mistaken, that's what it is. So, like, if I need a certain viscosity of a liquid, if I need a liquid that has a viscosity of 7, but I have a margin of error of like 1 plus or minus, that's the standard deviation.
Okay.
I think.
It sounds like you've been making out with a cow.
I have been. Yep. But yeah, I mean, I really enjoy learning stuff. So that's what this is. This whole podcast thing, and on my downtime at work, just learning new things and exploring different things. I'm really enjoying that.
What all have you been trying to learn?
Nothing in particular, just whenever something pops up that I'm like, oh, that kind of piques my interest, I'm going to delve more into that. So it's a real shotgun approach, Brandon.
Do you think you'll ever pursue going back to college or going to college?
I don't know. There's definitely a part of me that would like to, but there's also another part of me that says I have bills to pay and I'm already in debt, so why get in more debt? Yeah. I'm still a pragmatist.
Well, no, but you would still be eligible for the Pell Grants.
Yeah, I know.
Like the federal grant, you get that once for free.
Yeah. Things like that. Now, here's an interesting one. Here I am learning a formula for standard deviation, but if you sit me down in front of legal documents and ask me to figure them out, I go completely retarded.
Legal documents?
Like legal documents, healthcare documents, like when I was trying to fill out the stuff for Obamacare. Mm-hmm. I looked at it and I tried to read it and I'd get a sentence in and I'm like, I have no idea what they're talking about.
Yeah.
My brain just shuts it off and it says, nope, if you do this, you're going to die. So.
And you were just looking at the letterhead.
Yeah. Yeah.
You hadn't even made it to the thing proper yet.
Exactly. That's right. So, good.
No, I wasn't saying anything.
Oh, okay. Anyway, so cool cow story. Yes, we both make out with cows. Let's get back into podcast land.
So, San Diego Comicon, known as, I guess the official name is Comicon International.
Oh, really? I thought it was just SDCC.
Yeah, it's San Diego Comicon, but the official full name, I think, is Comicon International, San Diego.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
Is remaining in San Diego through 2021.
Okay.
For the last few years, other places in California have been trying to buy the Comicon and make them come to where they are.
Okay.
So there was a whole thing. I was reading up on it. It started in like 2015 and probably behind the scenes more than that. The San Diego Comicon said, we're not sure if we're going to stay in San Diego because the venue that they have us, we're starting to outgrow it.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So other counties started to hit them up and started building onto their own venues specifically to try to court them.
Ah, I see.
Like, I knew the San Diego Comicon was a big thing. I didn't realize how fucking big it is.
Yeah.
This year it's from July 20th to 23rd. And like I said, it's staying in San Diego at least through 2021. So 4 more years.
Yeah. That would be something that we really need to go to at some point.
I would love to go to it. The tickets sell out in like 2 hours when they go on sale.
I know. It's crazy. So that just means that people have to buy a lot of shirts.
They average over 130,000 people.
Wow.
And the mayor came out after the Comicon said they would stay. The mayor said, we're ecstatic they're going to stay. This is such a huge amount of income for our city. Yeah. This Comicon helps pay for roads, helps pay for this, helps pay for that. So I looked it up, And San Diego Comic-Con brings in roughly $140 million for the short time that it's open.
Wow.
Just in revenue from people staying at hotels, people eating downtown.
Wow.
Everything.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a lot, because how many days is it? Is it 3?
It's July 20th
5?
to 23rd, and I think there's a day you can go ahead of time if you're a vendor. So there's one day that's only open to vendors, and then the 20th to the 23rd, those 3 days is for the public. So I think 4 total.
Okay, I got you.
Although I don't know enough. It could be a full week between setups and stuff, but
yeah. Huh. Interesting. So they're staying through 2021. What do you think the chances are that they will move?
Well, they've been outgrowing the venue for a while because
Sure.
it's so fucking huge and more people, it's such like a mecca of nerddom to a lot of people to go.
Yeah.
That they will need a bigger venue.
Yeah.
And they're being offered bigger venues plus more money to come to other cities, you know?
Yeah.
So San Diego, from what I was reading, there's some sports team in San Diego, I don't know who it is. They're trying to get a bigger stadium. Otherwise, they'll go to a different city.
Okay.
So the mayor is trying to work the money to upgrade the Comicon venue, whereas most of the town who's not all about the Comicon is saying, fuck that venue, build a bigger stadium to keep the sports team.
Yeah.
Which seems short-sighted on the people's parts, seeing how much San Diego Comic-Con brings in and the fact that San Diego Comic-Con is synonymous with San Diego. Like you think of one, you think of the other now.
Sure, yeah. I think that it's important to look at both numbers and see, like, in regard to the sports venue, how much the sports venue will pull in over a year versus, because, you know, San Diego Comic-Con only happens once a year, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, it pulls in a lot of money during that time for a lot of the local businesses and stuff. Now, I will say this. I mean, you still have hotels and stuff that when people come to a sporting event and they might eat outside of the stadium, but a lot of people will probably eat inside of a stadium as well, I would say. But a stadium seems like it would be a lot more consistent revenue coming in. Wouldn't you agree?
Yeah, but I mean, I don't know how many off days they have. I don't know how many they actually have things going on at once.
And some people will still pay to go see trainings, too, of the sports teams. You know, so it's not just games that we're talking about. We're also talking about people coming during the off season while they're training on the field to watch their favorite players train. I know that that's a thing that happens.
I don't know. Well, I don't really care to look it up even. It just seems to, and maybe it's because I'm more interested in the Comic-Con aspect of it. Sure. And that's why I care. It just seems like such an important thing.
To keep in San Diego?
Yeah. It seems like it would hurt San Diego to lose it.
Oh, yeah. And I'm not saying that it isn't, but, you know, I have to play devil's advocate here and say, you know, what does the sports stuff bring in versus, like, if it comes down to building a new venue for SDCC or a new stadium for the sportings events.
Yeah.
You know, I have to say what do the numbers say, you know. That's just you have to cater to the one that's going to bring in more consistent money, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because,
let me see if I can find this quote here real quick.
Okay,
so looking a little bit more into it, and this is from the San Diego Union Tribune.
Okay.
It says the 3-year deal announced Friday morning by Mayor Kevin Faulconer hinged, as it has in previous contracts, on persuading local hotels to keep a lid on room rates over the term of the contract. So apparently that was part of the deal that the Comicon was saying is you have to make hotels not jack their prices up too much for people to stay.
Right, yeah.
And apparently Anaheim and Los Angeles are the other two that keep trying to woo that sweet San Diego Comic-Con ass away.
Yeah. I mean, if they go to Los Angeles, then we could call it the LAC or the Lactica, which would be short for lactation.
Or
And
if it was
milk
the
is
Anaheim,
delicious.
it would be AC.
Yeah. So then we get Berkeley breathed or breathed, you know?
Uh-huh.
We get him to start coming to the Comic-Cons. I don't know how to say his last name.
I don't know who you're talking about.
Opus and Bill, the little penguin,
Oh, yeah.
and the cat, and that's all the cat says is ack. Ack. He's always very exasperated.
So San Diego Comic-Con is one of those things I would definitely love to go to.
Yeah.
And not even before I die. I would love to go within the next few years.
Yeah.
Because
sure.
I'm only going to get older. I'm only going to get more sore and out of shape.
Mhm.
I'd like to go when I still have a semblance of being able to walk around for 8 hours, you know?
Yeah. Probably more than 8 hours.
Well, I would duck in and out, I'm sure. Just like when
Well-
we used to go to Pittsburgh Comic-Cons, you know, I'd spend an hour on the floor and then go back to the hotel room for a little bit.
Yeah. You take a very measured approach.
Yeah. I get burnt out if I try to go all at once. Plus, I'm really terrible with money. So I try to make the trip of looking at stuff and going back and hanging out for a bit. And then the stuff that really sticks in my head that I have to buy, I go back and pick up later.
That's a pretty smart way to do it.
Yeah, I've never been to an anime convention. I'm not an anime person, but they look like so much fucking fun. It's the same thing that I've talked about with cosplay. Like everybody looks like they're having such a goddamn good time.
Right, yeah.
So I like to go on YouTube sometimes if I'm just kind of laying around and I'll watch videos of anime conventions, like where people will like, hey, it's me and my friend. We're going to an anime convention.
Sure.
And just like where they'll do like set to a weird, stupid Japanese song and they'll do like the fast camera as they walk through and stuff.
Yeah, uh-huh.
So yeah, but that's one of the things. I've watched a lot of Comic-Con tips, even way back in high school when we go to Pittsburgh Comic-Con. And that was always one of the things I saw was like, don't buy anything first day unless it's something that absolutely isn't going to be there. Last day is the way to do it because stuff's going to be cheaper.
Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, that wraps up your Comic-Con tips from Brandon. Or convention tips. There we go. Just convention tips.
I would
tip
like
of the
to go.
iceberg.
You and I should go to a bigger convention sometime.
I agree. Go to BlizzCon.
Ugh, why?
Because it's BlizzCon.
Are you a panel person?
A bit, yeah. I really enjoy if it's a panel. I mean, if it's a panel that I have an interest in, of course. I'm not just gonna sit through everybody's panel going, man, I really love panels.
Yeah.
But you know, if it's something that I can get into, then yeah, I don't mind sitting through a panel.
Just San Diego Comic-Con, for as awesome as it sounds, I hear stories of like, oh, if you want to get into Hall H, which is the big hall where all the huge announcements are,
Right.
and you want to see a panel at like 4 p.m, you literally are going to be standing in line for like 8 to 10 hours.
Yeah.
And there are people who want to see the 4 o'clock, so they'll go in at like the very first panel at 9 and just sit through every panel just to be able to see the one they want.
Yeah, see, that is insane and overkill.
Yeah,
But I
but
guess-
you know, that's how some people have their fun. That's how some people want to do it, I guess. But
Yeah, and if that's how they have to do it in order to get into the one that they want, then I mean, it sucks, but I guess that's what you got to do.
yeah.
So what else do we have?
So this is my last story,
Okay.
and I have a potential fuck shit of the week.
Okay, I like where this is going.
It's potential because there was an apology at the end. So I need your opinion on whether this still qualifies as a fuck shit of the week and whether you think the apology is apt.
Okay.
This one pained me to put up as fuck shit of the week because this is Notch, Markus Persson, the creator of Minecraft.
Uh-huh.
Did you see about this with
No, I
his
didn't.
Twitter account and stuff?
No, I didn't
Okay.
hear anything about this.
So after Minecraft was bought, Notch is just sitting in his multi-million-dollar home on billions of dollars, disgustingly rich, you know?
Right.
So he, for a while now, has been kind of and not really a troll on Twitter. He's kind of become red pill, sort of MRA, men's rights activist kind of guy.
Okay.
Sort of a contrarian as far as like Black Lives Matter. Why don't all lives matter? Like that kind of stuff, you know?
Okay.
That's like opinionated, but almost antagonistic in the way he delivers those opinions.
Yeah.
So there was Gay Pride Day.
Okay.
And on Gay Pride Day, he tweeted, if you're against the concept of a heterosexual Pride Day, you're a complete fucking cunt and deserve to be shot.
Okay.
And people immediately, started jumping on him. And
Yeah.
he said, seriously, you morons don't see how segregation and punching upwards will accomplish nothing more than reinforcing the illusion there is a divide.
Mm-hmm. I don't disagree with the statement because I'm really the same with that.
Okay.
I disagree with the delivery. Calling people cunts and then telling them to kill themselves is essentially what happened there.
But he said
not
deserve
cool.
to be shot.
Well,
Somebody else
deserve-
should shoot them, I guess.
Yeah, okay. So, I mean, that's kind of borderline instigating violence.
Mm-hmm.
So, and violence is not something that I'm cool with. Just because I own a gun and will kill a person who invades my home doesn't mean that I want to.
Yeah. I mean, you have to want to a little bit.
No, if I can, if I can subdue them and then turn them into the proper authorities, but if I am fighting for my life, then I don't have a problem taking somebody else's.
Maybe that's one of the many reasons why I shouldn't own a gun and won't own a gun is because I just want to fucking shoot somebody.
Because you kind of want to shoot somebody, yeah.
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 So I'm reasonable enough to know I probably shouldn't own a gun.
See, there you go.
Because that person I would shoot would most likely be myself.
Oh, that's kind of sad. I don't like it. I don't like it.
I don't
Let's go back to Notch.
I don't own a gun, so I don't have to worry about it.
Good. I don't like the idea of a world being without my Brandon. We both made cute faces for you listeners out there. Go over and watch a video.
Yeah, you'll see them. They're fucking adorable.
Super adorbs. Totes adorbs. So does that make
fuck shit of the week to me, because that argument of, well, why isn't there a heterosexual Pride Day is just stupid. I fucking hate that argument so much because homosexuals are in the minority. Homosexuals have been subjugated and treated like shit for however long. Things have turned around a lot for gay people, but they're not entirely there yet.
Sure.
Way more of the population, I think it's like 70% of the American population supports gay marriage now, which is pretty fantastic.
Yeah.
But, Gay Pride Day celebrates, it's not just like, hey, we're gay, awesome. It's celebrating being able to have a day where you can safely come out and appreciate that you're able to come out and say you're gay. It shows solidarity.
Yeah.
Heterosexual people, for the most part, are not judged for being heterosexual.
Right. Yeah.
And that's why, and just the way he said it, and like people were flagging him for inciting violence on Twitter, trying to get his Twitter banned.
Yeah.
And you said even that was kind of harsh. I don't agree with that. I mean, he's using internet language, whether right or wrong. I mean, I don't believe Notch actually wants people to go take a gun and shoot somebody who doesn't agree with heterosexual Pride Day.
Yeah, but at the same time, I mean, especially if you're somebody who has an influence like that, everybody who knows Notch, I mean, there are thousands of people, hundreds of thousands of people, millions of people who follow him on Twitter.
Yeah.
You have to, if you have any kind of say where people pay attention to what you're saying, you have a responsibility to not responsibility. I'm a little drunk. Sorry.
Responsibility.
You have a responsibility to watch your fucking mouth. Don't say thing that's overly. Words. God, I'm sorry, people. don't say things that are overt. Don't, even if it's just off the cuff, off the side like that. I mean, people listen, and there are crazy people who will take you up on that offer. So
Yeah.
I don't agree that it's just internet language, and it's not cool, but it's not something that doesn't count for fuck shit of the week. I think that's the reason why I would make Notch the fuck shit of the week. Because, again, going back to, I don't have a problem with having homosexual day, or or a parade or whatever. I don't have a problem with it. But I am of the camp where I wish that people would just treat each other equally. I don't care if someone's gay. I don't care if they're black. I don't care if they're Asian. I don't care if they're Muslim. I don't care if they're Jewish. I don't care if they're a Christian or agnostic or an atheist. I don't care. If you're a good person and you treat other people kindly, then I'm cool with you. If you're a douchebag and you shoot people, or you spit on old ladies, or you piss on dogs, I'm not cool with you.
Hold on. You can't piss on a dog all of a sudden?
I mean, if the dog is willing, then it's fine.
If it's consensual.
Exactly. If it's consensual dog pissing.
Okay, good.
Yeah. But, yeah, I mean, I just... only because I think that those things can be blown out of proportion way more easily than I wish that they were. I don't have a problem with people celebrating who they are, but I think sometimes that it gets pushed way too far into where it's making it a bigger issue than it needs to be. Because why can't we all just be friendly to each other?
Yeah, well, and I think that's what the end goal is, and that's what it's trying to do.
Yeah.
But in the meantime, if there's a gay pride day or gay pride month, and it helps people who are gay who are coming out, because there's still a portion of the population that if your kid's gay and they come out to you, your parents are going to kick you out.
Yeah.
Parents are going to slap you and stuff like that. So the day is more to just celebrate, the brotherhood of it.
Sure. Yeah.
Than anything else.
Yeah. And like I said, I don't have a problem with them. With those days, with those parades or the months or, celebrating it. But I can see the other side of the story.
About there being a heterosexual pride day?
No, about there being... about these kinds of things. Yes, it's still working to this end goal of equality, but in the interim, it's all about the segregation.
Okay, so you're focusing more on the second quote, which was, "You morons don't see how segregation and punching upwards will accomplish nothing more than reinforcing the illusion there is a divide."
Yeah.
Okay.
See, I agree with that statement. I don't agree with the first statement where he's telling people that they should be shot and calling them cunts.
Yeah. So he ended up deleting those tweets after getting attacked by a lot of people online.
Sure.
And he ended up writing as like an end cap to it. He said, in talking about Gay Pride Day, he said, "So yeah, it's about pride of daring to express, not about pride of being who you are. I get it now." So he seemed to have changed his mind in saying that, I understand more that Gay Pride Day is about you're expressing yourself, not just celebrating that you're gay.
Yeah. I mean, that doesn't really change the first statement, though, because at that point, like, it doesn't show any understanding, because he can still think, well, maybe I want to express myself by having a heterosexual day.
Yeah.
I think the crux of this is that I know where he was wanting to go with his mindset, but he did not deliver it properly.
Yeah.
That's the problem. I don't think his view is the problem. I think that, he wants to have a world where we all treat each other equally.
Yeah, but I disagree with his point about heterosexual Pride Day. I don't think that there needs to be a heterosexual Pride Day. It's just
neither do
dumb.
I.
It just feels like kicking your feet at progress and changing and like, well, why isn't there a day for me?
Well, I think he was being facetious about that. I think the point of that was not to say that he wanted a heterosexual gay day. It's that why do we have to have a homosexual day?
Mm-hmm.
Why can't we just be free to be us?
Yeah.
I mean, it's like you just don't want to hear that.
What, me?
Yeah, like the look that you were given. It's like, I don't know if you just... I don't understand.
Well, I believe everybody should be segregated.
Yeah.
No.
Which is why you are on that side and I'm on this side, because I'm fat and you're skinnier.
And I'm in an air-conditioned room and you're burning to death.
That's right. And you have glasses and I don't.
No, I think that if a gay pride day is important for the homosexual community, a gay pride month is important for the homosexual community, then they should absolutely have it. And I don't think that it helps segregate us further for them to have a day to celebrate their culture and coming out and all of that.
Right.
I don't think that segregates them further. I think it helps push away from segregation and more into a celebration of who everybody is. That's what in segregation is, when everybody's like, okay, they do this and they do this and we're all here together.
Yeah.
Instead of just like, you're gay, just, I'm fine with it. You just don't need to talk about it. I don't need to know that you're gay. Because you notoriously hate gay people. Like, you've talked a lot about how much you hate them.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
So I'm honestly surprised at your viewpoints here, because you've said like some pretty heinous, and you managed to pepper them with racist statements, which doesn't even make sense to me, because, sexuality isn't defined by race, but somehow, God, you managed to stitch them together like a Frankenstein of insults.
Right.
So
I'm going to drop a piano on you.
I'm surprised that this discussion has gone so well. So what do you say? Fuck shit of the week or no?
Yes. Yeah, yes? Let's give it to him. I mean, fuck it. Now, don't get me wrong. Fuck shit of the week is usually reserved for something that is particularly heinous. But I think that this is heinous enough to where like I said, if this, going all the way back to my first statement, if you're a person in a position where people listen to you, you have a responsibility to watch your mouth and to be easy with your verbiage and be understanding of other people's points of view, and to not just say a blanket statement like, oh, if there's going to be a gay day, why can't I have a heterosexual day? Or whatever the actual statement was. Because that's stupid. That completely downplays the struggle that homosexuals have had to deal with these past, when it really became a thing,
Yeah.
It's just like, that would be tantamount to saying that a black person can't have, or can't wear the, what are the, like, if they originally were from an African tribe and they had the, I don't know what the actual garb is called.
Like, dashiki?
Is that what it's called?
I don't know.
Okay.
I think maybe.
But yeah, that would be like, well, if you can wear that, then why can't I wear it just because I'm a white dude? It's like, no, that's a stupid argument.
Yeah.
I mean, you can wear one, but people are going to judge you for it.
Yeah.
But I don't disagree with the fact that we do need to quit with all the judging. I think that that's annoying.
Yeah, and there's a lot of it. But also, judging is like 50% of what I bring to this podcast.
This is true.
So we need to find a balance there.
And that's why you go off on your tangent and I drop a piano on your head. Like an adorable cartoon character.
Adorable and deadly.
And deadly.
All right, so that's what I have as far as news goes, Remington.
So, Notch, congratulations. You are the first person to make it to Fuck Shit of the Week who's remotely kind of famous.
Yes. So, Notch, hit us up if you
think.
want to do an interview. Dueling
Yeah.
Ogres exclusive.
Yeah, there you go. I'm down with that. You can give us a ring dang doodle.
Yeah, I'm sure. I'm sure he'll get right on that.
Yeah, I'm sure he will. I mean, seriously, if he wants to have a conversation about it, I think that's an important thing to do. Because now that we've established that, okay, if you're going to be a person who has clout, you need to be aware of what you say. And, you can argue that goes against, like a right to free speech, but I think that in and of itself is an argument that gets thrown around too much as well. Like, just because you have the right doesn't mean that you should,
You have free speech, but you're not free from the ramifications of that.
Yeah, exactly. So, all right. Is that it?
Yep, that is what
anything?
I have.
All right, so
That's the news I pulled out of my chest and brought to you.
We have an official Fuck Shit of the Week. That's good. I like that. So if you have any questions or comments or you'd like to hear yourself on air, you can call us at 978-DU-OGRES. That's 978-386-4737. Just laugh it up. Laugh it up, Mr. Giggles. Give me the okay sign. The camera's not on you right now. It's all me, buddy. I've got this on lock. You can also reach us on Twitter at Dueling Ogres, email us at duelingogres@gmail.com, or leave a comment on the Facebook page like these nice people. Brandon, go with the shout-outs now.
Viscount Terry W. Irvin II commented on our last episode and said, Willow is an underrated movie.
Agreed.
When I was a kid, I asked a friend of my dad's who was a mechanic why his truck looked so beat up. He said, a good mechanic's working truck won't look good. A retired mechanic's truck will look good if he was a good mechanic. Paraphrasing from probably 35 years ago.
Right.
Also, he said he's not super keen on adopting me that I mentioned last episode.
Right. Mm-hmm.
If my dad got upset, he'd take a tire iron to me. If my dad said great and good riddance, it's not good for Terry.
Right. Exactly. Yeah.
Also, I don't know where this picture came from, but apparently Kim Kardashian is wearing our shirt.
Yeah. Yeah. Kim Kardashian probably bought one of our shirts. I know that she is a huge Dueling Ogres fan, so probably.
Yeah, she got the pink one, where can you get those shirts, Remington?
You can get them over on our website, duelingogres.com/BAZAAR, and you can click right through to our Represent site and buy one of the shirts there. It looks like the boyfriend cut of the ladies' style shirt in pink, so it's very nice. It's very good.
It probably would have been better if we had it set up where we could display it on screen.
Yeah, like that. There you go. It's real nice. There she is wearing a Dueling Ogre shirt. Yeah.
Totally unedited too, which is amazing that she has heard of our podcast and bought a shirt and wore it on a runway or something.
I think she's just at her house or coming out of her house.
Also, the Diamond Man, Stephen Hines, said he would gladly touch me anytime.
Uh-huh.
He said it was a great episode. Ron Howard's an awesome director. A Beautiful Mind and Apollo 13 alone should convince you that he'll kick ass on the Han Solo movie. Hopefully. Prime Wardrobe. So Amazon Prime Wardrobe we talked about last week.
Right.
I can foresee a lot of problems with that. Bed bugs, people wearing the clothes to a fancy event, returning them full of prom vomit, crabs, etc.
Yeah, that's a very valid point. You really have to watch out for that now, and especially the bed bugs thing. I think that's a very valid point.
I'm sure that they would have to steam the clothes afterwards or something.
Oh, I would hope so. Yeah, exactly. He also said, and Schmuck Remington, I might forgive you if you pledge on my Kickstarter, which I did. Now, I believe it is officially over now. I only had 89 minutes left to do it, but I did. So take that, Stephen Hines, and put it in your pipe. Put it in your pipe and smoke it. Take my money, bitch. He also said, I really wasn't trying to guilt you into pledging, but so far your face will be taking up the entire back cover. So, I mean, I'm down with that. If $10,
Hey, I fucking donated way before you did.
Yeah, you did, but I was like probably the last one to do it. I mean,
So you get the back cover
with 89 minutes. Well, yeah, I mean, I get dead last, so.
Oh.
Yeah, see?
You
see,
son
it
of a
all
bitch.
works. Yeah. I seriously doubt that he's going to put my face on the back cover. But if you do, Steven, you just let me know and I'll send you a picture.
Why don't you go ahead and do a post real quick so we can get a general idea of what the back of the cover is going to look like?
It'll probably be of my ass, so I'm not gonna do that here. So
yeah, I think that might go against the TOS.
Yeah, exactly. Make sure to go over to our website, duelingogres.com, and subscribe for updates to the shows. You get an email when we launch a new article or show. Whenever we launch an article pertaining to some article. I turned into Arnold all of a sudden. You get articles from Dueling Ogres of your favorite geek news. And if you and if you happen to want to do a little bit of writing of your own, and I bet you do, you can send us an email at theduelingogres@gmail.com. Let us know what you're interested in writing about, and I will probably publish it.
Yes.
Yes, indeed. Finally, be sure to go over to iTunes, leave us a 5-star review, or find us on the YouTubes, the iHearts Radios, the Satchels, anywhere else you can find a podcast. If you hit us up on YouTube, let us know how the videos are doing. I know there's only 2 that are, of proper episodes, like full-on episodes, except for the one with Terry, that we did a while back.
Oh, yeah.
Hit us up. Let us know how this is working out. Let us know if you like seeing our smiling faces, or if you don't. If you don't, you don't have much of a choice in the matter. So there's that.
What are you going to do?
What are you going to do? Nothing. That's what. Nothing. And hit that subscribe button. And I'm going to point up here because this is where, you'll be able to. There's a little dot on the video right here, and it's gonna pop out and it's gonna say buy our shirt. It's gonna be right there, and it's probably now it's gone. So
you're really taking full advantage of this video medium, aren't you?
I am. I really am. I'm gonna be that guy, Brandon.
Yeah.
If you aren't watching the video, there's probably a link down in the description below for getting over to the website and buying a shirt if you want to.
You can get a look inside of Remington Studio and a look inside of my bedroom.
That's right. And it's a beautiful bedroom, Brandon.
Let's give a little view here.
I'm incredibly jealous of your ceiling fan.
Oh, it's great.
I am inconsolably hot and jealous. I'm
freezing.
Yep.
And I love it.
Yep. You can freeze to death there, buddy.
I just might. It's so nice.
Yeah, so until next week, Ogres, keep your clubs blunt.
And your tusks sharp. Good night. Let's try that again.
Okay. So until next week, Ogres, keep your clubs blunt.
And your tusks sharp. Good night. Now, it just doesn't, we can't do it in tandem on this.
Yeah, we can. I can.
There's a delay.
No, there isn't on my end, which is the end it's recording.
Okay.
So it's fine. So until next week, Ogres, keep your clubs blunt.
And your tusks sharp. Good night. Good night. Good night.
Yeah, that'll work. It'll probably be fun.
Shug night.
I like it. Sugar sweet.
Episode's over. Slam it.
Slam it. Let's put it in the pot and smoke it. Oh, no. Now you're giving him the foot porn. A little higher. There you go. Legs. Hairy legs. Pasty white hairy legs.
Slam it and jam it, my friend.
Yeah. Yeah, we're done.
I'm sorry. Good.
We're done. Well, I guess we'll just roll with this and see how it goes.
That seems to be kind of our MO
Rolling with it.
on most things we do.
Yeah.
I guess we'll just roll with it and see how it goes.
Yep. Let's see what kind of fire I can start in my house.
And then you'll regret wanting me to do it from home and not over there because I could help stamp out the fire.
Yeah, you could. I mean, you wouldn't because you want to watch me burn, but you could.
I would help you if your house was on fire.
I know you would. I was being facetious, Brandon.
I'm your best friend.
You are my best friend. You're my only friend.
I was getting ready to record after I was leaving to take Thora home, and I was telling Bree and Evie, yeah, I'm going to take Thora home and I'll be back by like 4 or so. And then I'm going to get on the podcast or get on the laptop to record with Rem. And I was like, because I have to record this stupid podcast with my stupid friend Remington, who always wants me to say stupid things. And then Evie goes, and he has a stupid name.
Oh.
And I whipped around and I went, hey, that's my best friend you're talking about.
Oh, thanks, buddy. It's like you don't get to say that. Only we get to say that.
That's our word. I think I might have a virus because something keeps turning off my automatic Windows updates, and I turn them on, and then they're turned back off again when I restart the computer. That seems a bit suspicious to me.
It's terrifying.
I'm not super worried. I heard that there was this virus that made you sound like Sean Connery when you were streaming.
Brandon, I have bad news for you. You sound like Sean Connery.
Jesus Christ.
Holy shit, I just realized that I sound like Sean Connery.
If this virus was a woman, I'd slap it.
So would I.
Oh, Sean.
You abusive bastard. I keep switching to your view so I can pick my teeth. But you can still see me do it.
Gotta entertain him. Gotta keep him entertained.
Keep going! Keep going!
Gotta stay relevant.
Don't stop! Don't ever stop! Keep going! Keep going! Stop crying! Smile! Smile, you hairy son of a bitch! I'll fucking murder you!
All right, let's wrap it up. I think we did good.
Yeah, good job.
It's our
And
best
so
episode
if you have
yet.
any questions or comments or you'd like to hear yourself on air, you can call us at 978 DU-OGRES. That's 978-386-4737. That might be finger guns. Finger guns, Brandon.
Remember to keep it moist.
Remember to slap it around a little. Your meat.
What is it?
Your meat or your woman? No.
No.
Don't do that. They don't like it when you do that. I mean, we could comment on it not being right, but they just don't like it.
No.
Sexism is terrible. All right, are we ready to do this thing? Do you have all your news and stuff ready in an order?
I've never been more ready in my entire goddamn life.
Because I've not done any research on anything. I just finished uploading the video. I finished editing it last night for last week.
Yeah.
This
So while you've been dicking off, I
Yeah.
spent like 2 hours finding news stories.
Yeah. While you've been just sitting there at your computer putting in probably 14 hours of work in editing, I put in 2 whole hours of research. That's difficult. You're just sitting there pushing random buttons. I'm reading. I'm comprehending.
Let's make a video now. Upload.
Good job. Whoop-boo. I do a lot for this podcast.
Okay.
I didn't say you don't. I just said that I do. Look at my fat arm, everybody. Shimmy. Gotta shimmy and shake. Look, I have no neck. I have no neck. I'm Francis. It's okay because we're both fat guys, right? And that's a fake character versus Boogie, who's a real dude and a really nice dude.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll hit YouTube fame and I'll be able to meet Boogie.
Yeah, Boogie. I think he's genuinely one of my favorite YouTubers.
Yeah.
He seems so legitimate, and like the videos he's made about his weight are really inspiring. Talking about, like, there's one in particular, it's like 20 minutes where he's talking about his weight, and he's like, anybody listening to this, it's not too late. For me, it's almost too late. Like, I can't, like, he's so big that he can't have gastric bypass surgery.
Yeah.
And he like takes off his shirt and he's showing how big he is. And he's like, look how fat I am. And he's like, there were points in my life where I could have turned back and I didn't. And this is where I ended up. And I don't want you to end up here because it's miserable.
Yeah. Yeah. But I mean, for all of the stuff that, for all of his issues that he has to deal with, dude keeps plugging along.
Oh yeah.
I mean, fuck. Good on you. It's amazing.
So I guess it's okay.
It's amazing that he hasn't given up. It's amazing that he keeps going and keeps putting out content and keeps doing what he's doing.
Yeah. No, even after he was hacked I think it was last year, and they deleted like his entire YouTube account.
Yeah.
Just because people are shitty.
Yeah. Fucking douches. Fucking douches. It's a good thing we only have 40 followers. Subscribe. Subscribe, everybody.
I mean, we have 40 followers, but statistically, like, what, 4 of them are assholes?
I don't know.
Statistically.
Well, yeah, probably, because 2 of them are you and me.
Oh.
Okay, we ready?
Yep.
All right, so I'm going to mute the video and switch to the intro and let the intro play. And then I will pop through and do the opener. Okay?
Okay.